Good morning, everyone. Paul Ruppel here with Fox 29 News Now. Hope you're having a great start to your Friday, beginning of the Memorial Day weekend. Thank you again for joining us. We're with you each weekday after Good Day Philadelphia at 10 a.m. You're looking live at the Benjamin Franklin Parkway right now. Let's get you a quick look out in Washington, D.C. Of course, the reason for the weekend and Monday off is Memorial Day. Time to pause and remember the sacrifices of our fallen soldiers who gave the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our nation. Today, the USAA Poppy Wall of Honor has opened. You're looking at a live camera here. You see folks going to see and honor the exhibit and honor our nation's service members. This exhibit honors the 645,000 service members who gave their lives in service to our country since World War I. It's now open to the public on the National Mall. You see there a poppy worn, a hero honored. This is the USAA is behind this event. There you see their logo there. There's a live camera there to capture some video for all of our stations to use and share. So we've seen a host of folks coming through, getting a look at the new exhibit. Again, the Poppy Wall of Honor, which honors 645,000 service members who gave their lives in service to our country since World War II. See if they pan around some more there. We'll start our reporting today with a report from the nation's capital. The personal insults are flying between President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi over congressional investigations into the White House. But it looks like the president is ramping up some investigations of his own. Fox's Doug Luzader has the story this morning from Washington.
So, yesterday in D.C., that was interesting, wasn't it? Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump going at each other. So, intervention. Our president called Nancy Pelosi Crazy Nancy, and then she comes back and says his family members need to do an intervention and try to control him.
But then he said, no, I'm a genius.
Yeah, he's a stable genius. What was the exact quote, Doug?
Yeah, he's a very stable genius, and he's used that before, and he put it out again. And Nancy Pelosi, used that quote and shot back at him on Twitter. Look, these two have this kind of weird relationship because, for the most part, Trump really hadn't, nicknamed Pelosi. I mean, he kind of, treated her with kid gloves by Trump standards, but this kind of all changed yesterday, and this relationship kind of blew up.
Sure, there is tension between any White House and Congress, but this is another level now between President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I pray for the President of the United States. I wish that his family or his administration or his staff would have an intervention for the good of the country.
It was sad when I watched Nancy all moving, the movement and the hands and the craziness. And I watch it. That's, by the way, a person that's got some problems.
But the president is furious because more House Democrats are talking about impeachment as they conduct one investigation after another into whether Trump obstructed justice. And last night, a countermove from the president, who authorized Attorney General William Barr to declassify some documents in an effort to expose what some believe are political motivations behind the initial probe into allegations of collusion with Russia. But the political has become so personal around here, with even one of the president's top aides, Kellyanne Conway, accusing Pelosi of refusing to talk to her because she was a staffer.
She treats me like I'm either her maid or her driver or her pilot or her makeup artist, and I'm not. And I said to her, how very pro-woman of you.
I'm not going to talk about her. I responded as the Speaker of the House to the President of the United States. Other conversations people want to have among themselves is up to them.
Quick reminder here that, hey, Ryan, were you going to put Speaker Pelosi is going to be in our area. We'll be speaking at Delaware County Community College today.
She'll be joined by Congresswoman Mary Grace Scanlon and Madeline Dean. They'll be discussing college affordability and other career opportunities, and the discussion will begin at 9 a.m.
So she's undoubtedly here, I would think, already.
Or at least on our way.
No, coming up on the train, whatever.
There is some video of the House Speaker speaking at Delaware County Community College. We will bring you some of that on replay a little bit later in this broadcast. For now, I wanted to get you some of the president's commentary from Twitter this morning. His latest: I don't know why the radical left Democrats want Bob Mueller to testify when he just issued a $40 million report that states loud and clear and for all to hear, no collusion and no obstruction. How do you obstruct a no crime? Dems are just looking for trouble and a do-over. So the president there sticking to his statement that there was no collusion and no obstruction, and attacking the Democrats for wanting to continue to look into the contents of the Mueller report. I see our shot is back up of the poppy wall, so I wanted to show this to you in a moment. Folks here getting a look at the wall again, an exhibit honoring 645,000 service members who gave their lives in service to our country since World War I. Looks like it's a two-sided exhibit. We've seen some people walking through both sides. In business news this morning, are you looking for a burger and a way to pay off your student loans? Burger King has announced a new promotion that involves both. Here is this morning's report with Tracy Carrasco from Fox Business.
What was the guy's name who gave all the money away at
Robert F. Smith?
Robert Frederick Smith. Did he start something? You know, he gave $40 million in loans to the students who were graduating from Morehouse. Is this where Burger King got this idea to pay off student loans? Well, for some people.
Maybe. Tracy, what do you think?
You know, I don't know if they did, but I like this movement. I like
Me
this
too.
this paying it forward, of paying off these student loans, because I'm sure a lot of college grads appreciate it. But Burger King, they've got this new promotion. It is called WHOPPER Loans, and they are trying to help college grads pay off their student loans, which we know that is such a huge struggle for so many people, not just recent college grads, but even those who have graduated years ago. So what you have to do, you just have to purchase something through the Burger King app. Once you're there, you can enter the promotion. You have to tell Burger King how much you owe in student loans, and then they're going to randomly pick winners through June 6th. So they've already started paying out some of this money. They're going to pay up to $250,000 to different winners. They've already started paying it out. Some people have tweeted that Burger King is giving them $5 for their student loans. Of course, that's not a lot, but hey, every little bit helps. But I think they're going to increase that amount as we get closer to the end of this promotion.
Yeah, 99.99999% of people who apply for the payback from Whopper won't get it, of course. This is
It's like the lottery, the student debt lottery.
But you get a sandwich out of it.
It is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's
Yeah. Tracy, where are you going? Do you have Monday off?
I will. Yes, I have Monday off.
Nice.
Markets are closed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, where are you going?
I will have Monday off.
Cough up.
Nowhere. Staying right here.
Oh,
a staycation, huh?
Yes. I like the city during a holiday weekend. It's nice and empty.
So you walk around, not bump into people. It's great.
The same goes for here, too. Everyone's
Exactly.
out on the shore.
Hey, Trace, have a great 3 days off, and we'll see you
Yes.
Tuesday.
Thanks. See you Tuesday.
Jen is in North Wildwood.
With President Steve?
Well, you got to do it.
Thank you to Tracy Carrasco for that report. Let's take a look at weather while we're here looking at the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. Right now it's 73 degrees, dew point 46, winds out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. There's a cloud on this shot now. It's been a beautiful, clear, cloudless sky for much of the time I was setting up for the show here. There appears to be one, maybe two clouds there off on the left side, but it is a gorgeous morning. Let's get you a look at radar, where you'll see there's not much there. Actually, let's get you, this is a shot right now that our meteorologists have up of the timeline of the storms that came through last night. Prompted a tornado warning in parts of Lancaster and Chester counties last night. But you see we have cleared out nicely since then. Here come your temperatures. As we said, 73 in the city, 70s across much of the area. Pottstown a little cooler at 69, Mount Pocono just 58. So if you're headed out of town for the weekend, the Poconos look like a cooler spot there. Here come your northeast temperatures. 85 in Charlottesville, 77 down in Ocean City, Maryland, excuse me. Some 60s back to our west, but Toronto at 59. New England, Burlington 56, Bangor 50, but Boston already up to 70 degrees, while Hartford's at 65. And your national temperatures down in Florida, they're in the 80s along the Gulf Coast. It's 81 in Raleigh also. 80s in Memphis, Knoxville, St. Louis. So warm early start there. 50s on the West Coast. Some 50s and 60s in the Rockies. 48 in Santa Fe. It's warmer already here than it was at the same time yesterday. As much as 5 degrees warmer in the city, 10 in Atlantic City, but a couple degrees everywhere across the board warmer than same hour yesterday. Your wind speeds, some places up to 20 miles per hour winds right now. 24 up in Mount Pocono. And it's a bit gusty out there. 37 in the city right now. But those visibilities, it's a 10 out there. You can see a long ways with those blue skies. Satellite showing not much cloud cover at all. Here comes your future cast. Looks like a nice start to the holiday weekend. Let's show you the local, excuse me, wrong button. Your long-range future cast here. Looks like a chance of rain Sunday overnight. Some scattered rain chances over the next couple days. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast from the Fox 29 Weather Authority. Nice kickoff, 80 degrees today. We're calling it a 9 on our forecast by the numbers. Saturday, sun and clouds, 78. That looks like a 10. Heating up on Sunday, 90 degrees here. I think that might be our first 90 of the year so far. Calling that an 8. I assume because the humidity will be up a little bit. It starts to get a little bit hotter than you'd like out there. Memorial Day stays warm, 85. Tuesday, warm, a pop-up, 85. Wednesday, summer feel, 90 degrees. And Thursday stays warm, 88. So tomorrow looks to be our last day in the 70s for a little while. We're getting to the point where next Thursday we're in the 70s overnight. We don't get below 76. So we're warming up quite a bit. Remember to download and install the Fox 29 Weather Authority app. You can get hourly forecasts, track any rain that might sneak into the area over the next couple of days, and as it gets warmer and we start to get some of those spring thunderstorms like we did last night. Here's a live look at Cape May, New Jersey. See the lighthouse in the distance there. Shore Point's getting ready for the holiday season. Let's see how many folks are out on the Ocean City Boardwalk already. Saw a seagull fly there on the Cape May camera. Some folks already enjoying the getting ready for the weekend here. Rehoboth, Delaware. Traffic picking up there in the shore town. And here's a look at the Ride Pier in Wildwood. Wherever you're headed, have a happy and safe unofficial start to summer. And again, make sure you pause to take a moment and remember the sacrifices of our fallen soldiers who died to protect us here in the United States. Let's get you out to some local news. Our Steve Keeley was on exactly this topic today. The travel that will be occurring for the holiday weekend. A lot of us will be hitting the roads to take advantage of a long weekend. According to AAA, 1.5 million more people are expected to travel this holiday weekend compared to last year. Here is Steve's report from Good Day this morning.
Relief and hugs as neighbors wrap their...
I actually believe that was Steve's report from yesterday on the Kamak Street. Shoot, let me see if I can get you Steve's Memorial Day report. I don't think I have that available at the moment. We'll circle back to that if we can get that in. Let's get you to some other local news first. In Philadelphia, in North Philadelphia, police are investigating a shooting that left a man dead and a woman critically injured. It happened just before 10 on the 1600 block of Diamond Street. This is a block away from Temple's campus. Police say someone fired more than 20 shots from a semi-automatic weapon, hitting the man multiple times and the 25-year-old woman twice in the stomach. So far, no arrests. And just before 8 last night, someone shot and killed a 25-year-old man just a few blocks away at 11th and Thompson Streets. Investigators say someone shot him in the stomach and chest. Police rushed him to the hospital where he died. Authorities say they found cash and crack cocaine on him and believe that might be related to a motive. So far, no arrests. We now know the name of the Philly police officer involved in a shooting that sent a man to the hospital. Police say 29-year-old Detective Francis DiGiorgio was driving an unmarked car on the 3400 block of G Street in Kensington Monday night. Joel Johnson approached his car. Police say the detective thought he had a gun and was going to try and rob him, so he fired 4 shots. Johnson was taken to the hospital and is still in critical condition. No word yet on if Detective DiGiorgio will face any charges. There again, you see the incident caught on surveillance on a camera, on video there. The search continues this morning for the 3 men who held up a couple in Center City. This incident happened on the 300 block of South Kamak Street. The victim tells us they were getting ready for a trip to North Carolina for their daughter's graduation, with 3 men armed with guns demanding cash and other items. They say one of the men left to withdraw money from their account while the others held them hostage and ransacked their home. The men then took off in an SUV, Police are looking for any surveillance or doorbell video that may help them catch the suspects. Officers later found the couple's car not far from their home. Our Jeff Cole reported from the scene out there and spoke with the woman who was a victim. Police are looking for a man who they say sexually assaulted a woman who was walking near the seawall in North Wildwood. Police say it happened on Angel Sea Drive Tuesday night. It's an area that is known to be a quiet section of town, and with lots of people expected at the boardwalk for Memorial Day weekend, the community is shaken.
It makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach to hear something like that, and I'm shocked.
Upset. I have a 19-year-old daughter, you know, and my wife and daughter are down here, so it's concerning.
Looks bad for Wildwood, and it could really hurt the town.
The man is described as having shoulder-length hair, teeth that are spaced apart, and a speech impediment. The man's truck has red and black writing on it. If you have any information or see anything suspicious, call the Gloucester Township Police Department. Oops, took you to a shot of the nation's capital there. Let's show you outside our studios at 4th and Market while we tell you about this story. In Camden County, across the river there, a man allegedly approached a 12-year-old girl and asked her where she lives. Police say it happened while the girl was walking her dog along the 1000 block of Cummings Avenue in Gloucester Township Tuesday afternoon. That's when a man in his late 50s allegedly, I think that was the story. Getting a little bit, yeah, we read the North Wildwood, now we're doing Gloucester. Police said it happened while the girl was walking her dog along the 1000 block of Cummings Avenue in Gloucester Township Tuesday afternoon. That's when a man in his late 50s allegedly approached her in a white truck, claiming he was lost. He then got out of the car and repeatedly asked the girl for her name and address. His intentions are unclear, but neighbors tell us the incident feels sinister.
What's your name? What's your name? Come here, write all your information down on this clipboard.
This is the man, yes, I did read this earlier. The man is described as having shoulder-length hair, teeth that are spaced apart, and a speech impediment. The man's truck has red and black writing on it. If you have any information or see anything suspicious, call the Gloucester Township Police Department. Sorry for confusion there. Do you remember your 3rd grade teacher? It's a sure bet some students in one Gloucester County classroom will remember theirs forever. She touched their lives, and they touched hers. Jody Pervenes is a teacher at Greenfields Elementary School in West Deptford. Earlier this year, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and had to undergo radiation for several weeks following a lumpectomy in February. But her class kept her motivated, keeping up with the superhero name Wonder Pervenes. Excuse me.
Okay.
One student even gave her a card that she read every day before she went in for treatment. And most recently, her class surprised her with shirts that read, Wonder for Pervenes, we be brave, be strong.
It was very emotional, but I just love them. I just love these kids.
I saw her big smile and...
You knew you'd made a difference.
Yeah, like it meant everything for us to make her feel better.
Ms. Pervenes never stopped teaching through it all, and we're happy to report she is now cancer-free. She says getting early and routine mammograms saved her life.
Yes.
Did you catch my
Nice story there.
Probably.
I believe our Dawn Timony reported that last evening.
Will help you remember our day.
We want to warn you about a troubling trend spreading through social media. Some are so desperate to cure autism that they're consuming bleach and even feeding it to their children. Dr. Kevin Osterhout, Medical Director of Poison Control Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, says it's not just a myth, it's dangerous. Think that's obvious? Well, they had several calls to their hotline asking about it. Here was the conversation from Good Day Philadelphia this morning.
and Bob. We want to warn you about a troubling, it's close to a trend spreading through social media.
Some people are so desperate to cure autism that they're consuming bleach and even feeding it to their children. They believe that that would be a cure.
Dr. Kevin Osterhout, Medical Director of Poison Control Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, is here. So you've heard about this, of course.
Yes, I have. There's this product called Miracle Mineral Solution, which is on the internet as a possible cure for autism. It's actually touted for a lot of other things: malaria, HIV, acne, erectile dysfunction. But the one that I think that we were talking about most is it's used for autism.
Miracle Mineral Solution. It's not regulated or anything like that, is it?
No, it's not regulated at all. Essentially what it is this chemical called sodium chloride, and
if you don't know, I don't know.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of different chemicals, but the chemical is chlorine dioxide.
Okay.
And what chlorine dioxide essentially is a bleach. And as it's a bleach and it's just kind of natural ingredients, it's not regulated by the FDA, it's not regulated by anybody.
Now, when you say it's the bleach, does that mean someone goes in their kitchen and they pull out the bleach that they had for cleaning purposes, or is it a different type?
So this is typical kind of household cleaning bleach, right? It's a slightly different chemical. This is called sodium hypochlorite, but the principle's the same. And
you can't drink bleach straight.
You certainly shouldn't. You shouldn't drink bleach. That's true.
It's going to shred your esophagus. Could it kill you?
It could drink it if you drank a strong enough concentration, or if you drank enough volume.
So these people must be diluting it by 99% or something. Is there a recipe on the internet?
Yeah, you can go on the internet. You can find recipes for this. You can find books published on this. You can even buy pre-made solutions. And people are using this as an effort to search for answers.
And it goes without saying, though, that this has not been proven at all to be any type of cure.
Yeah, there's no good medical evidence that this is helpful for any of these conditions that they say it's used for. And unfortunately, the Poison Center gets a large number of calls about people with exposures to bleach, and occasionally calls about people with exposures to this Miracle Mineral Solution.
Including here in our area?
Even here in our area, yes.
You've received calls?
Yes.
Wow.
And you received the call after somebody's tried it?
It could be any way, but we have had calls after people have used it and then found that they've become sick.
Well, no kidding.
What kind of effects would it have? And I know it's potential to kill, but...
The worst effect that we've recorded was in a patient who received this solution as an enema and got burns to their intestines.
As an enema?
Yeah. I think
just something which would be a way to get it into your system.
Yeah. For me, the thing that's miracle about this mineral solution is it's a miracle that more people haven't been harmed seriously with this.
Yeah. Okay, so YouTube has something to do with this because that's where some of these recipes have been found. So a YouTube spokesman sent us this statement. YouTube does not allow content that encourages dangerous activities with a risk of physical harm, and we work to quickly remove flagged videos that violate these policies. Doctor, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll take a break.
Important story there. You have to obviously exercise caution before you try any remedy you would buy online or from someone who's not an official pharmacist. Police say they have suspects on video who are connected to a string of car break-ins in a Chester County YMCA. The incidents have occurred over the past year, the latest in March. Our Sabina Kuriakos was out on the story this morning. Let's get you to her report.
We're in Chester County where they're looking for these three people. They have three suspects, but they're really zeroing in on a man and a woman out of those three suspects because those are the folks they're saying that are hitting the YMCA in Phoenixville. They're breaking into cars by either the car's unlocked or they go into the locker room. They pull out keys from those unlocked lockers that sometimes people leave unlocked, and then they go into the parking lot, open up the cars, and steal credit cards and debit cards. Also, if they see something in the car that they want to get, the police say it doesn't stop them if they don't have the keys because they'll still bust into the car. So the last time they did this was in March, but it's been going on for about a year. They've been able to track these people all the way to Iowa, also in Lancaster County, but again, the focus here is in Chester County. So we talked to people in the area. Obviously, they're upset, they're concerned. They're going to make sure they're locking up their cars and those gym lockers. Listen.
I just think it's really unfortunate that you can't just feel safe to park your car anywhere nowadays and leave a few things in it.
It's pretty active Y, definitely one of the more active ones in the area. I know people will come in like half an hour away just to come to this one, but for the kids and all the different programs they offer and stuff like that. But yeah, it's messed up.
Hopefully, whatever credit cards they use has pretty good security for their members, I guess. Yeah, it's concerning.
How they're brought up, if they just don't care about other people's things, don't care about themselves, that's what's going to happen. People are going to do things, they're not going to think about the consequences, or maybe they do and they just don't care.
I don't know why that happens nowadays. I don't really understand it, and I want it to be a better place for my kids, but it doesn't seem to be going that way.
Most recently, they busted they went to an Apple store, the Apple store in King of Prussia, and they spent about $3,000 on Apple products. And the thing is, they'll take those credit cards and the debit cards and they'll make driver's licenses with their photos, but with the personal information of the people who actually own those credit cards and debit cards, and that's why the store employees don't know that they're stolen. So obviously, if you recognize these folks, keep an eye out for them, and if you're going to the Y or the gym, lock up those cars and lock up your lockers. Guys, back to you.
Thank you to Sabina for that report. Let's get you a live look at the stock market while we're talking about finances a little bit. Market right now up about 1/3 of a percentage point. 83 points up at the moment. Dow Jones Industrial Average at 25,572. Markets were down yesterday, I believe, for a good part of the day. A lot of up and down days with the uncertainty over the tariffs with China and other issues. Speaking of your bills, we're inundated with ads about deals in honor of Memorial Day, but what should you buy now and what should you wait for? Financial advisor Rob Wilson joined Good Day Philadelphia this morning to talk about whether you should buy, what items you should buy or wait for.
Okay, a lot of Rob Wilson is here. You know him. He's been on the show many times. Good to see you, Rob.
Good to see you, Mike.
Financial planner to a lot of big-time athletes and entertainers. He knows what he's talking about. He's even written a book, Secure the Bag. We'll have to have you back on to explain exactly what's in this book.
Indeed. But if anyone is going to be going to the shore and they can't sleep this weekend,
yeah,
there you go. You got that right there for you. That'll help.
Get in a chair and read Secure the Bag. All right, there's certain things you should buy this weekend, and then other items or you want to put off maybe the end of the summer or the end of the year. Well, here we go. Let's spend money on mattresses this weekend?
Yeah, you know, people might not think about this weekend as a huge shopping because folks want to go to the beach and hang out and be with their family, but Memorial Day weekend is almost like Black Friday for appliances, and so you're going to see some huge deals out there. $700 off of those mattresses. If you're not getting a good night's sleep, might be time to go get a new one.
$700 off?
$700. That's about 60% off popular mattresses. So it could be a good time to take a few minutes out of your weekend and go get a new mattress.
Okay. Appliances. Are you talking about like kitchen appliances?
Yeah, but even washers and dryers and things like that for your home. So, you know, home buying season is really kicking in now that the weather is a little bit nicer finally. So people are going to be out looking for houses, and they got to fill those houses with appliances or maybe get new ones.
That's what it is.
Refrigerator, something like that. So you're going to see some great deals out there. And by the way, Home Depot and Lowe's came out with their earnings earlier this week. They weren't that great.
Yeah.
So they got to duke it out to try to get you in the store. So they're going to be fighting 40% off appliances this week at Home Depot and Lowe's. Good time to pick something up.
Good competition there. So let's stay inside the house. We got to fill up the kitchen, but also the other rooms.
Yeah, if you're going to be inviting people over your house this summer, you don't want there to just be bare walls and nothing interesting. So home decor is going to be on sale this weekend again because you got people out there thinking about the new houses that they're going to buy. So you think about artwork and vases and things that you can fill
lamps,
up
whatever.
Yeah, all of those sorts of things, shades, blinds. You're going to see some great deals there, up to 60% off of home decor at major retailers.
All right, now put these things off till later on, like tools. Now, what do you mean by tools? Power tools?
Power tools, wrenches, screwdrivers, drills, all of those sorts of things. There will be some deals out there on those items, but I would say if you can just hold off for the important guy in your life until Father's Day, that's going to be a little bit better time to get those tools. You're going to see some better deals.
A lot of people, you know, went into the garage, or let's have a barbecue this weekend, but the grill looks crummy. I think I'll go out and buy a grill. Put off buying a grill?
Yeah, so I know you may not have cleaned it like you should have at the end of the season, and so it looks a little bit bad. But if you can wait, you're going to see some much better deals at the end of the season.
Okay.
No retailer wants to hold those grills, and even outdoor furniture. They don't want to hold those things over the winter. Nobody wants to buy that stuff at that time. So if you can wait till the end of the season, September, right when the kids go back to school, great time to pick up your grill, outdoor furniture.
We talk about this every year. When do I buy a car? Is it the end of the year still?
So here's the thing. Again, there will be deals. You're going to see all of the commercials this weekend on vehicles. But what I would say is if you're out there trying to buy a new car, I would wait till later on in the year when the dealers have to clear their lot for the new model year. Now, there's one caveat. Okay. If you're looking for a used car, actually this weekend might be good because it's the end of the month and some of the salespeople might be trying to hit their numbers. So for a used car, maybe think about it. New car, I'd maybe wait until the end of the year.
Negotiate a little stronger.
Indeed.
At the end of the month. That's a good point. Rob, always good to see you.
Thank you so much,
Congratulations on the book,
Appreciate
by the way.
it.
Some good tips there. Taking another look at the stock market there, you see it's down to just a quarter point up, 67 points, 25,557 at the moment. Two local heroes are about to get a big surprise in this next video. Army Specialist Jared Nouse and Army Specialist Jeremy Reben went to Van Zant Elementary School thinking they were going to talk to the students about their service. What they didn't know was that 500 students would be waiting, flags in hand, ready to give them a long-deserved welcome home. Here is the soldier's surprise from Good Day Philadelphia this morning. I think this is the right clip. Let's play it for you.
Doing something special.
Yeah.
Let's punch up the shot. We have two servicemen who have come back from overseas, and they never really got a thank you from the general public. So there are two of them in these vehicles. They're going over, they think they're going to their children's school to do a little career day kind of thing. What they're actually going to do when they roll up, they're going to see this, the whole school, the parents, the faculty. There's probably 600 people in front of this school. So basically we're doing a kind of a virtual hugging of them. Now let's see, here they come. They got a police escort.
Mike, here they come.
I hear you.
Now, I want to point out, we're going to pan to the left. You're going to see a beautiful little girl in a tie-dye sweatshirt. She doesn't know that they're honoring her father today. She just thinks they're honoring somebody special. That's Jordan Reben in the tie-dye shirt. She wore a nice shirt that we could point her out. So that's what you're going to look for. She's going to say, wait, my dad's being honored? So it's probably a bigger surprise for her than the two soldiers. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, boy, all those men and women from Vietnam would have loved just a thank you, and how much this country's changed since the Vietnam era to now. Well, we really appreciate everybody, especially on Memorial Day weekend.
So I should...
All right, let's stay with this.
Okay, look at there. Oh, wow.
I had no idea the little girl didn't know that they were doing all this for her dad.
It's like a double surprise.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on her. Not sure which vehicle they're in. Is that maybe in the white?
Maybe the white one.
Or maybe the Jeep.
Yeah, she's one of 520 kids here, 520 students, K through 5th grade. She's a 5th grader here, and each one of them holding a flag. The fire department's here with flags overhead, and it's a perfect day to have a flag in your hand because the breeze is blowing so patriotically perfectly in this beautiful spring weather.
Fire department's out
We have
there.
the fire department there and all those flags.
Now, please tell me that they didn't stop down the road so we can't see this.
Oh, no.
Well, it kind of looks like they had the cone set up for the drop-off right there, but why wouldn't they just get up? Oh!
So they can walk down.
I bet they have a pathway, a gauntlet that they're going to have them walk through. Unless they're in a vehicle that's coming later. Well, that wouldn't make any sense.
There's Jordan Reben with no idea her dad is about to get out of one of these vehicles and get the honor that he so deserves as well. He lives in town, so he's not returning from service, but definitely a surprise for us still because she probably thinks her dad is one of the dads here at the school.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, we saw it earlier.
All right, there you go.
There's a giant pathway that's surrounded on both sides by children, faculty, and parents. Man, we're in a tough spot here.
There's
we can't see that.
There's Nick de Blasio, a guy that doesn't look like a school principal, but a cool young guy. He's got red pants on. He's got a patriotic look. He's out there guiding everything and making sure everything works. All right, the guy clapping is that's Dave Silver with Operation Yellow Ribbon. He organizes these things, and you can see he's doing that now himself.
Okay, you're looking at the man in the kind of reddish shirt and the black shirt, his friend.
All right, I see Jordan smiling like she's recognized
That's my
her
dad.
She's probably like, wow, he's just doing this, helping them honor everybody. But now she realizes her dad's also getting honored, and I'm sure Dad probably can't pick Jordan out of 500 unless he knew she got that tie-dye shirt on today.
Oh, they're chanting "Welcome home."
Oh my gosh. Hey, Sammy, can you cue up some Lee Greenwood so we can end this segment with that?
How great would that be?
You can't see this, but on the Harold Van Zandt School sign, they put up a special message where they usually say prom season or welcome back from vacation.
Yeah.
It says freedom isn't free. And you'll see that as the kids start making their way to the back of the school where this honor is going to be.
Jared's holding his son's hand, and his sons are going to start going to this school in September.
I don't think Jordan even knows that her dad's part of the shit, because I see her just walking over with everybody like it's just, all right, now we got to go over here, because her shirt really stands out, thankfully.
All right, Steve, I'll leave this up to you. If you're going to squeeze in a quick interview, that'd be great if they're willing to
All right,
stop.
what I'm going to do is we lost contact with the station, Mike, but
okay.
I got the two. Can we bother you guys real quick? Come on, get over here together. All right. First of all, everybody watching Fox, thanks you for your service. Get together, guys. We got both cameras on them. This is kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, very impressive.
All right. Do you think your daughter recognized you? That was a part of for you too?
Is that what I said?
Definitely.
Because I was watching her, I was like, I don't know if she knows this is for her dad too, but this is kind of cool. And what it hit me was, we remember the no thank you, maybe guys getting spit on when they came home from Vietnam, and what a whole world of change in a few decades.
Yep, it's definitely changed over the decades, no doubt.
This makes it all worth it. You know what you were volunteering for and signed up for, and who you were here protecting.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And this is a kind of cool town to live in when they do stuff like this. They appreciate it.
Yeah, Marlton's definitely a very patriotic town.
And your thoughts, you were in school, you remember when you were in 5th grade, I don't know if you ever did anything like this, but the kids have to really have a special appreciation for the military.
Yeah, we've never done anything like this when I was a kid, so I really appreciate Mr. de Blasio and the whole staff for doing this. It's impressive.
All right, thank you guys. All right, so there you go. Wonderful ceremony as it's beginning here with two great guys in one terrific town. Evesham, Marlton, whatever you call it, you can call it patriotic for sure today.
That is for sure. Wow. That was neat.
That was neat.
Perfect day for it, perfect weather.
That's true.
Not just saluting real quick, not just saluting the men and women who do give the ultimate sacrifice and who serve this country, but also the family members who have to be without their loved ones for so long, the husbands and wives and the children out there. We salute you as well.
Oh, is that Lee Greenwood?
It is.
Hold on, let's crank that up a little bit. And do we have our cameras still out there?
God bless the USA.
Nice event there in South Jersey to honor the two service members who are back in the community now. We also mentioned earlier that Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, was at Delaware County Community College today. She was joined by Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon and Madeline Dean. They discussed college affordability and other career opportunities. We'll take you now to some of that conversation.
Colleges play a crucial, pivotal role in all of this. Delaware County Community College is a national model of a great community college. Thank you again, Madam President. So today we're going to talk about affordability in terms of modernizing and expanding access to Pell Grants. We're going to talk about investments in community college direct funding and the rest. We're going to talk about how to make, modernize how people pay their college loans and the rest, but we want to try to eliminate the need for a lot of that. We also want to recognize, and I visit my community college in San Francisco quite a bit, I'm close to them, and around the country, and more I go places where people say our students, some of them don't know where they're going to sleep tonight, or they don't have food security. And so those are some of the issues that we have to address if we're talking about affordability. Child care, other issues like that. So hopefully we can see, rather than my telling you what we want to talk about, hear what questions you may have as we talk about the affordable education issue, recognizing that the strength of our country is measured in many ways. One of them is the education of our population. That is not even just children anymore. And one of the themes I want you to think in terms of is build, build, build. Build the infrastructure of our country, yes. Build the infrastructure of our human infrastructure. Workforce development, essential to building our country, and build our democracy, which is essential to it all. So this workforce development piece is best served in our community colleges, and we can talk more about why I say that, and I know you understand that. So thank you for the opportunity to be with all of you today. I know we have some recent college grads. We have community college students, and we have friends of the community college. Really, I'm so look forward to being here. I'm so happy to be here with each and every one of you. Can't wait to hear what our moderated conversation is going to yield, and then especially to hear all of you. But let's again salute President Gates Black for her leadership. And I yield back to the distinguished gentlewoman from this congressional district of Pennsylvania, Mary Gay Scanlon.
Well, we've already acknowledged Madeline Dean, who's my colleague on judiciary, as well as in our freshman class of the most diverse class in the history of Congress. I think most of you know, but I just wanted Congresswoman Dean from Montgomery and Berks County, just to the north of us, to say a couple words.
Well, it is my distinct honor to be here today with you, particularly Mary Gay. Thank you for organizing this terrific conversation with us today, and what an honor it is, Madam Speaker, to have you here in our midst, in our community. She is doing such an extraordinary job leading our caucus, leading our Congress, and your generosity to the freshman members. I just want you to know it is outstanding. She, with generosity, lifts up every member of our caucus, wants every one of us to succeed, whether it's helping us get legislation or be on powerful committees that are doing robust work. So I thank you for your mentorship for us. President Gates Black, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on this gorgeous campus with these beaming, bright people, the high school, recent high school graduates or local high school graduates, and also the students here at the community college, the recent graduates of the community college. I spoke to one who was your commencement speaker, and he inspired them, I am certain. But I'm also delighted to be here because I'm Madeline Dean from the 4th Congressional District, Montgomery and Berks County, so your neighbor. But before I got to Congress, as you may well know, as a young woman I was a lawyer, but for 10 years, from 2011 until 2001, excuse me, till 2012, when I first ran for office, I taught at LaSalle University for 10 or 11 years, a local school here in Philadelphia. So you can't imagine, and maybe you can, the joy I feel being here on this campus with young people and not so young people claiming their education. It is absolutely a passion of mine, and it gives me joy to be here, so thank you for the opportunity. But we're also joined by my former colleagues. For 6.5 years, I served in the Pennsylvania House, so I'm delighted to see the elected officials who are here joining us, because how important they are to this conversation. Thank you. And I know Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon will be introducing each of them, so I won't trip through that and mess it up. But I acknowledge them importantly because of what you are doing. As the Speaker said, our #1 job is to educate our children and our growing children, our adults. As well, because as I always say, how we educate our children determines not just their future, but ours. What we do with their education, when we fail it, we fail our futures, not just theirs. And so I know in front of me is a robust group of legislators who are trying to bring more dollars to education, to public education, and more equity to the distribution of those dollars. And so in Congress, I'll just end with this thought, and then we can get to our conversation and our great questions. In Congress, I do have the opportunity and the real honor to serve on the Judiciary Committee with Mary Gay Scanlon and some other tremendous folks under the leadership of Jerry Nadler. But I also have the opportunity, oh, he'll like that, yeah, for Nadler, okay. No, and he's worthy of that. He is such a stalwart, a bright, unflappable chairman in very difficult times. And he is doing two things. He is doing important oversight, but notice what else he's doing. Substantive legislation like H.R. 5, like the Equality Act, like gun legislation. You saw the first two bills that we passed in more than 26 years in this Congress. We passed bills to end gun violence. Let's hope the Senate does something about it. That's Jerry Nadler's lead. That's the lead of a speaker like Nancy Pelosi. But I'll end with the notion that I'm also on the Financial Services Committee. So know that consumer protection is a huge part of the Financial Services Committee's jurisdiction, and included in that, of course, is student loans and student debt and how we protect those. Those things are under assault by this administration. I don't mean that in a political way. I mean it in a very real way. The Consumer Protection Financial Bureau, it's an important protector of our rights, our consumer financial rights. But this administration is trying to weaken those regulations within that bureau. So we'll have a chance to talk more about that. We're here to robustly protect consumers' rights, protect students' rights, and borrowers' rights. And with that, again, I'm just pleased to be here. Mary Gay.
Wanted to quickly recognize many of our state electeds who are here. They're on the front lines in Harrisburg fighting for our schools here. I mean, Delaware County, we have probably two of the highest ranked school districts in the Commonwealth, and we have two of the most challenged. And our state reps are really there on the front lines where the majority of our funding comes from. So we have State Senator Tim Carney, we've got State Representative Mike Zabel, we've got State Rep Joanna McClinton, we have, I'm sorry, I've got to make sure I get everyone. We have Morgan Cephas, we have State Rep Mary Jo Daley, we have, I don't see Jen O'Mara, she may be in the House. We have State Rep Margot Davidson. We have State Rep Leanne Kruger. Everybody came out today, okay? It's such an honor. I think we have State Rep Brian Kirkland as well. We also have some of our county reps. We have our comptroller, Joanne Phillips, okay? I think we have some of our borough and council members, Barbara Ann Keffer, and I'm not sure if we have other Local reps, we also have school board members. I see Gina Curry, I see Monica Taylor. Any other school board members? School board, yes, my former co-member, Marilyn Huff. And we have oh my gosh, more Wallingford Swarthmore members. So we have Pencrest, we have Kristen Seal. So a lot of folks that we have. I know we have a couple superintendents in the house as well from Penwood, and I think Wallingford Swarthmore was going to attend as well. And and Rose Tree Media. So we have our representatives out in force. Thank you all for joining us. You know how important this is. Okay, and we've mentioned the students. We had the opportunity to speak with some of our students, folks who are both graduating from Delaware County Community College, going on to an array of different paths, as well as some of the students from our high schools. And I think it really speaks to the diversity of opportunities that we have here and what we want to try to build for folks. So we want to get to questions. We asked for questions. You responded in droves. So we have a lot of questions. We had to consolidate a few, and we're going to take a few from the stage and a few from the audience. But the overwhelming question that we heard, and this is no different from last fall on the campaign trail, had to do with student loans. And the fact that the vast student loan debt that folks are incurring is acting as a drag on our economy. It's a drag on people's futures when they feel that they can't start a family, they can't buy a home, they can't even buy a car sometimes. One of the stories that stuck with me the most as we went through the campaign was a story I heard last summer in media about a woman who had just dropped her daughter off at college, and her daughter's decision had been based in part upon the fact that her parents were still paying off their student loans. So we're clearly in a position where we need to do something about this. So with that in mind, Speaker Pelosi, would you care to address what we can do and where we're going with respect to Pell Grants and making college more affordable?
Thank you. Shall we just sit down and have a conversation, or should we stand up and have a conversation? Well, thank you so much, because this is central to liberating people to first of all, for parents and families to encourage children to go to college because it will be affordable, and not to be afraid of what that prospect is. I see that sometimes around the country, and I say, why should we want our children to study hard, but we want them to be able to reap a benefit from it, whether it is going on to college or whether it's going on to the workforce. It's essential. I met a young man who's going on to the carpenter, but the carpenters, where is it? I saw you just a second ago. Yeah. So recognizing that not everyone is going to college immediately, or maybe they won't, but we want their high school education to give them options for and give them choices for what comes next. Right now, we've just had a series 4 hearings by our Education and Labor Committee, and we see the relationship between education, labor, and workforce, and dignity of work. Just completed the 4th, about to do the 5th hearing on how we put to Aim Higher Act. And it's about, you mentioned Pell Grants, it's about modernizing, making Pell Grants bigger in terms of the amount of money, more accessible, excuse me, as to who has access. For example, that someone could go to community college with a Pell Grant, or whatever they use the Pell Grant, for a specific trade, even if after they're out of school. So again, modernizing and increasing the size of Pell Grants and expanding who has access, whether it's in the summertime or for graduate work or whatever it is. Then the next phase is support for community colleges. I'm not putting these in any order of importance. I just started with Pell, as that was mentioned. Vastly increased funding for community colleges. But in addition to the funding, incentivizing states to lower the cost of higher education in their states and their public institutions. And states that will take that incentive will get a bonus of money for community colleges. We see that as a successful formulation for how it lowers costs for all education, but increases the motivation helps because they'll get more money for community colleges.
That's been Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, speaking at Delaware County Community College today. Brought you a little bit of that video. We're going to be signing off for now. Thank you for joining Fox 29 News Now. We're with you weekdays at 10 a.m. after Good Day Philadelphia airs. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great long weekend. Remember to take a moment and remember the folks the weekend is for, remembering our those who've given the ultimate sacrifice. And enjoy the weather outside. It's you can see where the storms rolled through last night. We've got clearing and blue skies now. Have a great day.